big bite out of it. For a limited time, order any 2-topping pan pizza for just $11.99.
Fan forecast.
High in the mid-40s today, going to be a little crisp.
You've got to listen live.
Brandon Powell, the former Falcon, has beaten the Atlanta Falcons.
Hear the Vikings.
Powered by Quantum Fiber. Zacco. Damn it, Zacco.
That don't kill me, can only make us stronger. I need you to.
All right, welcome back to the Power Trio Morning Show.
Good to be here. Thank you.
I didn't hear anything.
Oh, are you talking to everybody else?
Pretty much, yeah. I was talking to Ben off air. Not you.
I thought you were
great
welcoming
song.
me
Since
personally.
5:30.
Yeah.
You've been here the whole time.
Well, you said welcome back.
I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to the listeners.
Oh.
Zach.
Well, this is awkward.
Are you stoned?
Why is this awkward?
Well, no, like I thought you were talking to me, and I was like,
Well, I'd like to welcome you back as well.
Are you high, Zach?
Welcome back, Zach.
no, are you?
No, not yet.
What about me?
I love how
we
Abbott
just-
does not believe any of the three of you, because you all yesterday in Abbott's office were like, I've never been high at work. And he basically was like, wrong,
Okay,
liar, liar, liar. He doesn't believe any of you.
I have never been high at work. I don't even drink during the week. I don't do any of that. I would bet any amount of money that I've never been high at work. Not
You'd be
once.
willing to take a lie detector test.
100,000%.
Even when you were an intern or a part-timer.
Yes, not once.
Even the overnights, when
Not
all you had to
once.
do was walk around and do free show to the walls.
Not once.
Not
once.
Not-
I've never been high here or drunk here. Not once.
Zach, do you believe that or not?
I believe it. I mean, he's,
Max, you believe that?
Yeah, I believe Saucy actually, because even when I've hung out with him on the weekends, he doesn't partake in the extracurriculars.
Ben,
What's the question?
do you believe that Sauce has never been high while working at Clear Channel / iHeartMedia?
Ever?
Ever. He says ever. He said he's willing to take a lie detector test.
I believe him.
I take pride in like three things.
Name the three.
This place, my wife, and some members of my family.
Sounds very concrete.
And I've
Some
never been
members.
high here. Why would I? This job
Have you
wails.
ever been residually high?
No, I don't get high. I've never been high the day.
How about hungover?
Oh yeah, my Saturday show.
What do you mean you take pride in some members of your family?
Like I like a lot of them.
I don't know.
Let's go through them.
Yeah, let's go. Let's break this
Name
down.
them.
Are you talking?
Name
Are
pros
you
and
talking
cons.
immediate
All
family?
right.
Proud, hang on, but being proud of somebody and taking pride in something is very
It
different.
was the wrong word. I don't know.
Like I was wondering how you take pride in Dov.
I didn't know I was going to be put on the stand for it.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah. You can ask me which family members I like. Go
Dov.
ahead. You love him.
Kel,
My favorite.
your other Kel,
Love her.
your mom,
Love her.
your dad,
He's the best.
Pete Sauce.
Pete Sauce is fine. I mean, I'd go in for Winnie and Muppet before Pete Sauce. I mean, I'd go in for.
You what?
I would go. Yes, I would say.
All right, hang on.
Muppet
One more
before-
time. You, Pete Sauce, and your two dogs are on a boat in Lake Minnetonka.
Yeah.
Right? Ship goes down.
Well, yeah. Him and I would probably shipwreck it if we weren't sitting on the same side.
You can either throw a raft to the two dogs.
Muppet and Winnie for sure.
You would let your uncle die.
My wife, my sister, my mom, and my dad and my brother are like the only people I would save over Muppet.
I hope
That's
you're
it. No, I'm not kidding.
not.
No, you think I'm kidding? No, I'm not.
Why?
Wow.
Just because I'm not.
You'd
I'm
let-
not.
Are you standing
you'd
by
let your
that?
Uncle
Yeah,
Pete
Muppet
drown.
saved my life. I'm not. No. Yeah. Yes. Over Muppet. Yeah.
Muppet saved your life, and you cost Pete his.
Yeah. Fine. Yeah. Pete will be fine.
Pete should learn how to
he
swim.
won't. He's dead.
Well,
Take some
dead.
swim lessons
there's
there,
like
Pete.
3 Lamberts that can swim. You know,
Would you save Max or Muppet?
Muppet.
I respect that.
Muppet.
Zach or Muppet?
Muppet.
Me
Not
or
even-
Muppet?
I don't respect that. I
Me or
respect
Muppet?
the dog.
That's not even a question.
I
Of
love
course
dogs.
He might
Muppet.
push your head under.
Muppet. Yeah, Muppet.
Ben or Muppet?
Ben can swim.
So can I.
And if Ben fell into a boat and had a wet T-shirt, Tommy would go diving in after it.
Help is on the way. Straight doubtfire.
Yeah, correct. It'd be Forrest Gump running from
Chad
wherever he
Abbott or
is.
Muppet?
on the way.
Muppet.
Chris Hockey or Muppet?
That's closer, but it'd be Muppet.
That's insane to me.
Muppet or a cheeseburger?
You know what's so funny though? If somebody said this reverse, if I said I would save Mochi and Mars over you, you'd be like, "How can you do that? Help me, please!" I'd go, "No, I'm gonna save my dog."
I do sound like
turned
that.
into the macho.
Yeah, the Macho Man on Quaaludes.
Well, you'd be as dead as the Macho Man because I'm saving my dog.
I hope that scenario happens.
I'd go under right away. Well, hey, I'm not going on a boat with Corey and his 2 dogs. That would be real weird. People would start asking questions.
Who?
The one guy that pointed out Rube Chat to you.
First of all, you wouldn't be going on a boat with Corey and his 2 dogs. You'd be going on a boat with Corey and your 4 dogs, and you guys would be holding hands and wearing like Hawaiian shirts. It'd be beautiful.
Is this a thing you've drawn up? People in your graphic comics?
He's actually thought about this
fan
quite a bit.
fiction.
Yeah.
Here's what we need to do.
Max wrote the foreword.
Me and my 2 dogs, you and your 2 dogs, your Uncle Pete Sauce, and I'll find a relative I don't like, and we all get on a pontoon and we intentionally sink it.
Yeah.
And just see what happens.
Yeah. Well,
The thing is, in that scenario, if he gets into the water after we saw his swimming competition,
Correct.
we would turn around to grab the donut to throw in, and he'd already be gone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Muppet
or
and Winnie
he
would have
would
to
have-
save him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
You
good
made
point.
it.
You'd
You
be
made
dead.
it a lap and a half.
That is the irony. You would be dead, and Pete Sauce would save your dogs.
Yeah. He
Yep.
would do that for me. Yeah.
And I would have called and canceled. I would have just been like, "I'm busy. I'm not coming
Yeah.
to the pontoon trip."
Right. Right.
I got
You
other
don't
things
have to
do.
go, but I have to go.
Yeah,
100%.
you're like, I know how this ends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen this story.
Right. Yeah.
I'm going to swim to shore. My 2 dogs will be safe. Pete Sauce will save your 2 dogs. You're going to be dead. Everybody's going to be very happy.
Yeah. Right.
Okay.
Then
Should we
you
do
and
Fan
Pete
5?
Sauce will start kissing. Oh, sorry.
It's
What'd you
time
call
for
it?
Fan 5, brought to you by Builders and Remodelers.
Thanks, Builders and Remodelers. All right, let's talk about a couple of things we haven't talked about at all, Benjamin, because I think this is going to fire up Sauce. Let's get Sauce pissed, shall we?
Why?
Yeah, let's do that.
In 2023, the Minnesota Twins carried a club record $156 million payroll, which is about league average, but that's the highest they've ever had. They have about $125 million committed to 2024 because they did pick up the options on Polanco for $10.5 million, and Max Kepler.
Yeah.
Oh, very hot.
Wow.
Jesus.
For $10 million.
He's just going to say it now.
Very hot.
That was delayed. He was thinking about him, and then he said it anyway.
Yeah.
The qualifying offer is out to Sonny Gray for $20.325 million, but nobody expects him to accept that because that's a 1-year deal, and he's a Cy Young finalist. Point is, Sauce is Derek Falvey. He's already said he expects to carry a lower payroll in 2024. The floor is yours.
So here's the thing. So I saw a lot of people yesterday basically explain that, like, you won't have Gallo, you won't have that. I just don't understand, and I know they're losing the TV money, but like
$54.8
which is a ton.
million.
That's a lot of money.
with Bally.
But you know what would help that? Like maybe an ALCS. Maybe you look around and you see the Texas Rangers won the World Series playing against some okay competition. There wasn't a team that was the Arizona Diamondbacks made it to the playoffs. I don't know how you can watch the way the Twin Cities and Minnesota reacted to how they handled and how well the team played and how great that was. The pickoff play by Gray to Carlos Correa. And you go, I know we're going to lose some TV money. I know we're some of the richest owners in the world and $54 million is a lot of money, but like, we're just going to cut payroll. Why? How can you look at it and go, I know we had a great run. That's why people don't go to Target Field. That's why people complain about the pull-head pocket protectors. You have an opportunity to maybe get a great second pitcher, maybe find a power-hitting first baseman that you could trade for, and you're going to go, yeah, we're going to cut salary.
Yesterday, Dan Hayes tweeted the Minnesota Twins to trim payroll in 2024. Nothing official, but it's expected to sit between $125 and $140 million. Last year, the Twins' payroll was a record $154 million. You tweeted 19 hours ago, absolutely the way to capitalize on a sweet postseason run is to cut payroll. What a joke.
Yeah, I stand by that.
I'll stand by you. I'll stand by you. Won't let nobody hurt you. Great song. I'll stand by you.
Okay, but here is the thing that we won't know. They said they're going to trim the payroll. We don't know by how much. I mean, we might be all overreacting.
Sure.
It might be that upper limit of that range, and it might just be like something that we don't even really like notice. But I am with you though, Sauce.
Thank you.
That
I like when you're with me.
I know. I love being next to you. I like the way you smell.
Not on a boat. He wouldn't save you.
Yeah,
No,
he would.
I'll just try not to fall
He'd
over.
hold me in his Herculean arms. I'm reading Zach's fan fiction.
Yeah.
Do you like it?
It's gross.
Going back to the playoff run, though. Oh, jeez. I don't even want to know what liquid that is.
Oh,
Don't want to know what that.
It's probably Diet Coke.
I'm
Jesus,
please
man.
be Diet Coke. You have an opportunity. The way that people showed out for that for those playoff games, right? The amount of attention, the amount of buzz. Wouldn't it be nice to capitalize off momentum?
Yes.
You have announced to every free agent, every potential free agent around Major League Baseball. You announced to the whole baseball world, we're not paying.
Yeah.
Don't come here because we're not paying money. This is an opportunity. You just have to add a few pieces.
Right.
Maybe one or two guys that you feel like that can like put you over the top. Spend a little money. Tell the league that you're willing to compete. And you'll steal maybe one of these guys that maybe you otherwise have not gotten. But they're not going to do that. They've announced to everybody, we're not going to be buyers this offseason.
It's ridiculous.
What are you doing?
It's ridiculous because you look around and you go, okay, it's the highest payroll they've ever had at 154. And I know losing the TV money is a big deal, but it's not somebody who's living paycheck to paycheck owns the team. They have a lot of money. And I get rich people are rich because they don't just waste money. But you add, like, let's say this is just a name. Let's say you add Cody Bellinger to that team, a power-hitting center fielder. Then you don't have to roll out some of these guys, and they always go, we have talent in the – sure, but, like, you have an opportunity to go to an ALCS if you add one good pitcher and maybe one more hitter. We're not asking them to add Shohei Ohtani. We're not asking them to add Fernando Tatis or the Soto, who's probably going to be traded from the Padres. That's not what we're asking. You don't go backwards. And that's what they're doing.
Well, I don't think that you make an announcement. Why?
Correct.
Why do you have to? The thing that I have a problem.
It's odd.
If you want to like look at your checkbook a little bit and be like, okay, we're not having this $58 million come in. Like, we might have to like trim a little fat here and there. Like, keep that in house.
Yes.
You don't have to tell the public.
No.
Hey guys, full transparency here. We just really want to be honest with everybody. We're just gonna like trim a lot of payroll here. We're not going to be buyers this season, and we're going to try to really be competitive with a lesser team.
Ridiculous.
Just go through the normal. I don't care if it's normal organizational company coach speak. You don't owe us this complete full disclosure honesty. Just say, hey, we're going to try to do this. We're going to try to be competitive. We're going to say all those things publicly. And then if at the end of free agency and the start of this next season, you're like, yeah, we kind of missed out on a couple guys, and the payroll ends up being what you internally already wanted it to be, you're not telling the rest of the world you're not spending money. That's ridiculous.
And leaking this probably means it's going to go even lower. That they're protecting themselves from that where they're getting out in front of it. It's just ridiculous.
I don't have a
They're
problem
on the
with
hook for 125.
I don't have a problem with them, being a little close to the vest when it comes to like spending money, because I don't think that the baseball's proven that you don't have to be the highest spender to win. It helps, but you still have to bring the right people in. It's still about chemistry. It's still about getting hot at the right time. All those things.
Yeah, the Mets spent $1 billion last year, and they were one of the worst teams in baseball.
Exactly. So baseball has a long track record for the highest spending teams aren't always the most competitive. I get that. You just don't have to tell the public you're not spending money.
Yeah, and by leaking it, the team finds out. These young guys who are, trying to, work their ass off to try to build something here, which they've done a great job this season in doing. And there was a feeling in that clubhouse, even through the disappointment after that loss, that hey, this is only the beginning, that this is a start of something really, really special. And then they get slapped with this ownership, tightening our belts. Like, I mean, come on. Like, invest in the future of this team and see what happens, because this is a really special squad they got. And I'm just very disappointed to hear this news.
Well, and as Sauce said, just the optics of it are poor. After everyone in the Twin Cities has been complaining about them spending money, the 1 year they actually do, and then they're successful and go as far in the postseason as they have in however long. And then as soon as that is over, they're like, yeah, actually, we're not going to spend as much money anymore. The optics are terrible. Whether it's not that much money that they're cutting or not, it's just a bad look for them.
And let's dream higher than Sonny Gray. Sonny Gray was great. I think he was like 8-8 or 9-8 one of the lowest ERAs in baseball. But when we needed him most in the Houston game, he got rocked. Let's aim higher than Sonny Gray instead of going, well, we got this club option on him. He's probably going to, not want it, and we're going to move on. It's just stupid. It's ridiculous. You struck gold with the Pablo Lopez trade. Why not try that again?
I mean, wouldn't it be nice for this particular franchise to actually build up? If we get into next season and we're like, man, we spent a bunch of money. Like, you don't want to look back on this 2024 season and be like, well, I mean, we went into it with like $100 million payroll and whatever, and we're just going to cross our fingers. Wouldn't it be nice to feel like we're an aggressive team that, like,
yes.
Oh my gosh, ownership is telling the fan base like they really want this. They went out and beat the World Series champions 5 or 6 games during the regular season. Like they're right there. The team that won the GD World Series is a team that we competed with and beat them multiple times. We're not that far away.
The Cleveland Guardians hired a former, basically, player to be their manager. They don't care. The Royals are bad, and the White Sox, their best player, second best player, Tim Anderson, they declined the option on him. They let him go. The division is easy to win.
That's actually an argument to not spend more money then, though. But you don't have to because the division's so bad.
No, but then again, it's like, is your goal just to win this weak division? Your goal is to win the damn championship.
But I'm saying if you're the poll ads and they've always been a little cheap or a lot of cheap, this is like, well, the path's there. We can still spend 125 or 135 and still probably win this division because it's garbage.
Yeah.
Yep. Hey, by the way, Sauce, 2 days ago.
Oh, what?
You tweeted, Ant is the best wolf of all time, not close.
I stand by that.
I'll stand by you.
Best of all time.
Of all time. He's better than Kevin Garnett. Because when I do like this song. Because when the game matters, he takes over. And, KG Stud, probably top 25 player of all time. He wouldn't, what's it called when he didn't want to take the last shot? That was it. He distributed when he shouldn't have. Ant takes over. Ant, when all is said and done, he will be the best wolf of all time.
I think I agree with that. I stand with you, Sauce.
Thank you. KG was great, but when the game mattered, he passed the ball away. Ant does not. Ant won that game against the Celtics.
Well, and
the block he made last night, incredible. He's the best wing player they've ever had.
And Anthony Edwards is more, he has the skill set more for a player that can take over a game and contribute in more than one ways. I mean, Kevin Garnett, obviously one of the best defensive players of all time, former MVP. But Anthony Edwards it's a guard-oriented league, If Kevin Garnett had been around like the 70s, he'd have as many championships as Wilt Chamberlain and all those guys. And he was still great in his time, but I think Anthony Edwards has the skill set that he has a higher potential ceiling. Kevin Garnett is still, as of right now, the best Timberwolf of all time, but Anthony Edwards has the skill set and the hidden potential to be one of the best Timberwolves of all time.
You know how we've been saying all week that if we found a way to poll 100 police officers, we think 100 out of 100 would say hit the deer, don't swerve into the side of a tree, right?
Sure.
I wonder how many NBA GMs would still take LaMelo Ball over Anthony Edwards.
Zero.
It should
Although
be
zero.
He
had 34 last night.
Right, he's not bad, but who now would take Ball over Ant?
And there were people, I'm not going to point at him, but the guy sitting behind me, Nordo, who wanted Wiseman over both of them.
Wiseman looked like he was unstoppable, too. He's a gigantic bust.
Yeah, isn't he on his third team? Anyway, the Anthony Edwards thing, I think, was that, like, they didn't think he loved the game of basketball.
Looks like he does.
Right. I mean, you go back to even, like, you take, like, the last 5 years. Even if you put Wemby in it, Wemby would probably, if you put all those players in the last 5 years that have been drafted, Wemby would probably be the number one pick.
Most definitely.
Ant would be 2 because John Morant can't stay out of trouble. Zion is never on the court. He'd be the second player behind Wemby in the last 5 years.
Anthony Edwards is more than likely going to be the face of U.S. basketball for the foreseeable future internationally.
He might be the face of the NBA.
Exactly.
Should he be the logo right now?
Yeah. Do the windmill. Put the Ant windmill dunk as the logo.
Yeah, man.
I stand by.
I love that we're back.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
All right, let's come back. We'll do headlines. Ben's got about another 15 minutes with us or so. Power Trip Morning Show after this on the.
Wanna let it take control. Every time
For more information about contests on this station, go to kfan.com/rules.
Ian Eagle here from Thursday Night Football on Westwood One. Join me along with one of this year's Hall of Fame inductees, Joe Thomas from Soldier Field in Chicago, for NFC action between the Bears and the Carolina Panthers. Both teams looking for a win to lift confidence at the season's halfway point.
Here for you. Would you like to have financial peace of mind? Here's how. Step 1, find out the amount of money you'll need to retire. Step 2, have a plan to get there. Step 3, make sure that plan can take advantage of market gains but protect you from market losses. Discover how to do all three with a free consultation at 800-508-6108. That's 800-508-6108.
All investments involve risk, including losses. Past performance does not guarantee future results.
Imagine having all the money you need for retirement, all the income, every month, guaranteed. That's Secure Future Investor, an indexed annuity tied to growth in the stock market, but without any risk of loss ever. It's guaranteed money for life income, no matter how long you live. Call 888-509-2228. 888-509-2228. Sponsored by GP Agency, Inc., Raleigh, North Carolina. Licensed in all states. Performance may vary. Consult with your financial professional before making an investment decision.
Discover what a master's degree can do for you, your life, and your career at Metro State University's Graduate Programs Preview Day on November 14th. Sign up at metrostate.edu/preview day. Know your power. Metro State University. Ben's Appearance is sponsored by Lexus of Wayzata and Maplewood.
Welcome to Quickie Burger.
We'll take 2 quickies with fries. Extra fries, Wade.
Hold on. Need you to wait.
Wait, aren't you supposed to be quick?
These guys are nothing like Pronto.
That's right, little brother. We arrive within 24 hours.
Or pay $100 for every day you wait.
Guaranteed.
Hello? Anybody there?
We're out of here.
Same day furnace repairs.
Only at ProntoHeat.com.
QC Kinetics. Where is your pain? Is it in your knees, your hips, your back? Don't let them sideline you any longer. Don't let that pain buzzkill your fall or your winter. Surgery may not be your only option. QC Kinetics can help you avoid surgery because they have the future of joint pain and pain relief. Now, it's the nation's leader in regenerative medicine, QC Kinetics. They repair and restore your damaged joint tissue. And there's over 150 clinics nationwide. I think there's 6 here in the Twin Cities now, aiming to give you lasting relief. They don't use drugs, no steroids, no surgery, and no downtime. They're trusted by patients all over the country. And then now's actually a great time to call them, set up your free consultation, ask about how their regenerative medicine can get you back up and running and active in 2024, and ask about the FSA and HSA and how you can use that to get rid of this pain. Lasting pain relief with QC Kinetics. No surgery, no drugs, no downtime. Call them today. Set up that free consultation at QC Kinetics, 612-254-7123. That's 612-254-7123. 612-254-7123.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate your car today at carsforkids.org. Your car, running or not, can be picked up as soon as the next day. No title, no problem. Call 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS or go online at carsforkids.org to donate today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Ben's Appearance is sponsored by Lexus of Wayzata and Maplewood.
The perfect gift, Arthur's Jewelers Diamond Bracelet Collection with no clasps. No more struggling with clasps. Easy for everyone at Arthur's.
You're listening live to The Power Trip on iHeartRadio and FM 100.3 KFAN, The Fan.
Are you ready to rock with Green Day? The punk rock superstars are bringing the Saviors Tour to Target Field August 17th with special guests Smashing Pumpkins, Rancid, and the Linda Lindas. Tickets go on sale this Friday at 10 a.m. Find out more info at kfan.com, keyword calendar.
There goes Pete Sauce.
No. Are you okay in there?
Me?
No, Corey. He almost died right before doing a spot.
Right before the commercial, the freaking acoustics thing fell off the wall and almost killed me.
Yeah. That's
and
the
you would
Lord.
have rather saved your dogs.
Oh, yeah.
You made no effort to try to catch it. You may have set that up to fall on me.
No, when you weren't here, it fell on me like 3 times.
By the way, have fun putting the fiberglass back in there again.
Yeah, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Oh, boy.
Never mind. Never mind.
It's not Tuesday.
Not Tuesday. We should have no expectations for
Ben, it almost killed me.
That thing falls off every day.
Yeah, and it almost hit me right in the head. Luckily, my head's a little smaller than Sauce's. It hit Sauce's head 3 times, he said, when I was gone.
No, it would be broken.
Can we get a radio studio that...
Oh, boy.
It's not Tuesday, Zach.
Well, you know what? It's not Tuesday, and I don't technically work here, so I can say this. How do we have? How does this company have all of this resources?
Go on.
In that one panel, we can't have. We've got 5 panels that sit behind you.
I'm going to put the camera one on.
And did these acoustic panels truly help that much? This isn't Radio City Music Hall.
I don't think so, because the walls are covered.
does
The
that
walls
look,
are covered in
everybody?
carpet. Okay.
KFan.com/watch. You can see a just wonderful display here.
Well, was that live? Were we rolling?
No, I didn't get it. No, we were in a commercial break, but
because then they could have seen it almost kill
it
me.
would have been a great view if we were rolling.
The thing is, I don't understand how it's not secure. Those 2 brackets that are up there.
Oh yeah,
those are very sturdy brackets.
They look like they're very sturdy.
Well, you just need to get a new acoustic panel to get put up there.
It looks amazing in there. I mean, the colors, it's all vibrant.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks phenomenal on camera.
Yeah, it just makes you wake up right in the morning when you walk in here, right?
And I'm happy that we were able to get one of them that have our logo on it. So it's good branding.
Mm-hmm.
So, and they're almost killing our talent. So that's good.
And it's not labeled the AM frequency anymore, which is nice. It was for a long time.
Yeah.
There are many others around here that are still the AM.
At least we have a picture of Common in the studio.
Yeah, and his Marconi.
Wasn't it? Who was it? Was it the Scalar brothers that thought that was Rod Carew?
Rod Carew, yeah.
Oh yeah, they were super fun.
Now every
They were
time I
super
look
funny.
at it, I think of Rod Carew.
Anyway, maybe one of these days, one of these years, we can get that panel fixed.
Hopefully by the end of the decade, you know. I don't want to be too optimistic, but
yeah, don't hold
You
your
guys
breath.
are like, good luck putting that fiberglass back in. I'm like, I'm not doing it.
It's
I'm
not your
not
job.
fixing that acoustic tile.
Well, you can't fix it. No, it's unfixable.
According to Sauce, it's falling off all the time.
Yeah.
Whatever. It's over.
It's down more than it's up. I'll put it that way.
well,
Calm down.
that's too bad. Blue Chew Chewable.
Hey, can we do a quick bit before you do headlines?
Can't wait.
Max, are you back there?
Max.
No.
No,
He died.
he passed.
Yeah,
away.
never
Got killed by an acoustic tile.
Yeah, never mind.
Oh my God, it did.
The whole bit was
Well, it was just
revolving around Maxo?
the reviews have come out for the Marvels movie.
the trailer looks terrible.
What would you guess the Rotten Tomatoes score is?
20.
35.
Zacho?
I have no idea. I couldn't even guess.
61.
61.
That's brutal.
How much money are they putting in?
Oh, I bet 200 plus million.
I mean, that's the problem. It's like why do they just don't even care about the story anymore? They just care that they have something to put out there because these Marvel heads will just go to anything.
So The Marvels, the new movie, The Marvels, is the equivalent of our acoustic panels.
Always failing?
No, the acoustic.
No, actually, yeah, because they actually put money into The Marvels.
It's true.
But they're both falling and failing.
I think it's fine here. I'm not complaining at all.
I love the people here. The acoustic tiles, though.
I love some of the people, none of the tiles.
Okay, I mean, there's 3 tiles in there that are not trying to kill you right now.
No, everybody is. The Lord is trying to.
But does my voice sound any different between this segment and the last one before this thing tried to kill me?
Nope, have Sauce. Sauce, go grab that acoustic tile and put it right up against Corey's cheek.
No.
See if it changes anything.
He's not walking.
No, I don't
They
wanna
actually
give up.
do make a difference. It's very subtle, but
I think it's great.
I just would prefer them to stay on the wall
I love being here.
and maybe add a little
Hey, Maxo.
Hey.
What do you think the Rotten Tomatoes score for the Marvels is with 145 reviews?
I think it's probably pretty bad. I'm guessing it's around 50%.
61.
Good guess.
That's bad, right, Maxo?
Yeah, that's pretty bad. I don't know, man. I mean, the first Captain Marvel movie was good. I just think Marvel's a little lost right now. They've expanded a little too far and nobody really knows what's going on and everybody's kind of tuned out and sick of it at this point.
Too many movies.
And the whole Jonathan Majors thing is up in the air, and we don't know if they're going to pivot out of that situation because of his legal situation. So they're just kind of in a transition period right now. I'm going to go see it today. Hopefully it's good. I'm still supporting the movies. I haven't really watched the Loki TV show or anything, but the multiverse thing has just kind of, I don't know. I think they've kind of dragged their feet a little too long on these side stories. They need to get back to the big picture. They need to get back to the Avengers. They need to get back to, Captain America, Iron Man, that type of stuff. So, because people are a little tuned out with all these kind of supporting superheroes, I guess.
Look, here's what's going to happen. This acoustic tile is going to fall on or near Dan Barrero, and we're going to move buildings.
You are correct.
It's going to take it landing on Barrero.
Well, it's funny. I'm looking at the new studios and other markets that iHeart has. No acoustic tiles. Amazing.
This shag carpeting in here.
There is.
Oh, I like the shag carpet.
We should get some actual shag carpet.
That would be sweet, man.
Yeah.
Put it on the walls.
Lava lamps.
I'm not kidding on that. That's
lava
good.
lamps are sweet, man. I don't care what anyone says.
We should just let Common decorate the whole place out.
You mean Rod Carew?
Yeah, Rod Carew.
Now it's time for headlines.
Something called Ghostbusters Frozen Empire hits theaters in March. The trailer is out now. I didn't know they were making another one.
Sounds terrible.
It does sound terrible.
What? Sounds awful.
Ghostbusters
What are they
Frozen
doing?
Empire.
I am begging Hollywood to create one original IP. Like, please. I'm so tired of all these, retrodden. We're going down the same roads. They're making another freaking Mean Girls movie. I mean, what are we doing?
They should do Mean Guys.
Careful.
Very creative, Zachary.
Who'd be in it?
What would happen in Mean Guys?
Well, Corey has the trademark on that, so he can't do it.
Oh, that's true.
Good. I'm making money off it.
No, nobody will see it if you're behind it. I'm just kidding, man.
That's
I just
actually
don't want
not
you
a
to-
I'm
bad-
mad at the tiles because it almost killed you 3 times.
I'm watching the trailer for Frozen Empire.
Looks terrible.
This
Huh?
looks brutal. The
Isn't-
ocean's attacking.
Bill Murray's back, though, I think.
Yeah, probably not a huge role. Zacho, I would agree with you. That's actually not a bad idea. It's better than doing a Mean Girls sequel.
Right.
Well, that's even worse. They're remaking Mean Girls into a musical.
Yeah. They should have a guy's version and call it like Jocks.
Yes. They should have the groomsmen.
Zach.
Yeah.
Instead of bridesmaids.
Yeah. Just keep it going.
Yeah, when are there going to be movies about just us? It's long overdue.
You know,
Let's go.
Like us here in
No,
the studio?
like men.
Oh, yeah.
More movies about us, less movies about them.
Hey, how about this, Cor?
You know?
He's all that.
Oh, that's a
Whoa.
That's a
Whoa.
Sauce will make you wear glasses like Rachel Lee Cook, and then you'll take off the glasses, and then Lance Harbor and what's his name? Freddie Prinze Jr.
Yeah,
and Paul Walker will both try to bed you.
Do you know who's going to think Frozen Empire looks great?
Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah. They should do Mr. Doubtfire, right, Sauce?
Yeah.
Mr.
Mrs.
Think about
Doubtfire
it.
is a great film.
Season 3 of White Lotus is going to be crazier
never mind.
and longer and bigger, apparently,
you
whatever
say?
that means. But it's going to be even longer.
What did you just say?
I know what Zach was going to say.
He was going to say they should make it the Black Lotus, but he chickened out.
Okay, Max, go ahead and say it. You can say it.
They should make it the Black Lotus, though. Or at least, I mean, maybe like a biracial Lotus,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know? A diverse Lotus.
The light.
The Light.
Black and
I
white.
still haven't seen the first 2 seasons.
They're great, dude.
It's-
I don't know how you haven't seen it. They're great.
I saw
Maxo.
season 1, and it's really good.
Max,
Yeah.
I did finish Gen V last night. The
Oh, how
final
was it?
episode of the Boys
I
spinoff.
finally started it yesterday, which that first episode, my God.
It doesn't let up. It's like that the entire time. But the final episode, everybody said it synced up, and it does. There's cameos, and there is a timeline sync up with the boys at the end of the season. It is definitely worth the ride if you like the boys.
Yeah, I'm excited to keep watching it. I was reading, they said it's basically a handoff from the season finale of Gen V to season 4 of The Boys, and then season 4 of The Boys finale will be a handoff to season 2 of Gen V. So I think that's really cool that they're actually incorporating it into the main storyline and everything. I'm excited to watch it, man. It was the same type of energy, just that much more chaotic because it's in a college setting.
But you know how you just said Marvel and the MCU, it's all worried about all these side characters and side stories, but at the end of the day, they're forgetting about the big storyline and the big boys, right? Mm-hmm. That's how I kind of felt about Gen V. You start to fall in love with these characters, you start to care, and then ultimately it's all about Homelander.
Right.
Once Homelander shows up, you're like, oh man, I miss the actual boys.
Right.
Let's get back to that. Homelander's such a badass.
He's the best character. He's one of the best characters in TV history.
Not completely wrong. Sauce, you will love him.
Yeah, I've only seen one episode.
Yep, keep going. Zach, your hands up.
Someone just tweeted, Matt did. 2021, he's all that. It's his turn for a makeover. They made it.
They did make it.
I'm sure we talked about it.
IMDb rating 4.4 out of 10.
You know who loved it?
29% on Rotten Tomatoes.
No.
Ben, your quick prediction. I know you got to go. Vikes or Saints? The Saints are 2.5-point favorites.
Yeah, I think that's look. Okay, my quick breakdown is it is going to be a tough test because their defense is legit. It's a great pass defense, rush defense, not so great. But overall, former Viking defensive backs coach Joe Woods is kind of commanding that defense, although we all know that it's the head coach Dennis Allen's defense that he's running. But look, it's going to be tough. They do play a lot of man coverage. That is going to be, I think, the talking point as the game goes along is how much man coverage are you going to see against a guy that did what he did at quarterback for us last week versus man coverage. If you have a scrambling quarterback like we have that is going to go through his first and second read and pull the ball down, you cannot afford to be in third and longs and play man coverage like that. Conversely, I think that if we don't get our hands on Taysom in certain situations when he's at the line, and we don't get our hands on Kamara, then we're going to have kind of a long day as well on defense. This is a decent football team. I wouldn't say that they're a great football team. We should beat this team. I'm going to go 24 to, I'm going to say 24-14.
Wow.
I'm going to say we win comfortably.
In the under. Vikings in the under, apparently. All right, Benjamin, Benji, Benny, whatever the hell your name is. Thanks, dude.
Thank you, guys. Love you, and I'll see you Monday.
See you Monday.
Yeah, thanks, Ben. You're the best.
That's Ben. 5,000 Americans were polled. They picked 100 from every state to look at their streaming habits.
Okay.
This is going to hit with my house for sure, your house for sure. Minnesota is the top state for true crime shows.
Yes.
We freaking love it.
Yes, my household
in this
loves
state.
that. Yep.
My
Weenie
wife cannot stop listening to a true crime podcast. Again, I just think she's taking notes to eventually get away with killing me. But she also will watch every murder documentary that's on Netflix.
She also might not be listening to anything, but she doesn't want to talk to you. So she's pretending to listen to a podcast.
No, she's definitely actively listening to it on her speakerphone so I can hear exactly how these men were murdered. Yeah. Mostly women murdered, I guess. But when the men are murdered, she seems to pay more attention.
And then when you walk into the room, you hear it, you know not to say anything. You just move on.
Correct.
Yeah.
Murder shows.
There's a lot of them that are good, man. There's some of them, though, that, like, it's like any genre of anything. Like, you jump into it, you're like, all right, cool. Like, you see something, you're like, this might be good. And then 5 minutes in, you're like, well, this is dumb. This has no point to it.
Yeah, some of them, it's a stretch.
Yeah, correct.
At this point, I'm kind of like, are there any more crimes?
Man, the one, and I'm sure
some crimes.
I'm sure
some documentaries.
I'm sure Angie has seen this, but there's the one about the lady who joined a church sect, and the guy that she married talked her into killing her family because they were bad. He could like see that they were bad. I forgot where that was. That was terrifying. That was a Netflix thing. That is super disturbing. Like her young children. like we're buried, and her and her new husband are like on a honeymoon. It's very disturbing.
I mean,
that's depressing. Why did you bring that up?
We were talking about murdery things.
the state that streams the most, according to this survey, is on Netflix, is Wyoming, where 40% of the people stream more than 50 hours of content a week.
What else is there to do in Wyoming?
I guess that's the comeback, right?
Jackson Hole.
They get done with their jobs and they say, I guess we're going home and streaming because there's nothing else to do.
Yeah.
And the closest neighbor is 37 miles away.
Well, I think I saw a story, maybe it was 60 Minutes after a football game one day, that I think it's Wyoming has everything is either $10 million a home or nobody else can afford it. So either people from LA or Colorado with money live there, or it's people living in their cars. It has the biggest, I don't know what the word is, but
wealth gap.
Well, yeah, thank you, Corey. That, yeah. In the world.
Income inequality.
Yeah, because it's people rolled in during the pandemic with their Silicon Valley
Minnetonka
money
versus Chisago.
Yeah, very much so. Yeah, but they both have lakes. You grew up on a lake. I didn't.
Everybody in Chisago grows up on a lake. There's 1,000 lakes within 4 miles.
Yeah, and Lake Minnetonka doesn't mean I grew up on it. Boom, roasted.
Spent a lot of time there.
Yeah, I did get you.
Spent a lot of time there.
Spent a lot of time
Zacho,
on Lake Magonzo.
You have publicly said over the years that you have done marijuana.
What?
Both in gummy form,
Zach.
right? You probably smoked it, but mainly gummies, right?
Yeah.
Is that true?
Can I ask, how did you get there? When did you start messing around with THC? Give me the path from Zach as a baby to Zach as a THC fan. There's a reason.
Oh, man.
How did you get there?
How did I get there?
When did you start messing around with it? What did you mess around with before that? Did you start drinking before you started doing the old weed? What did you do?
I mean, I didn't drink at all in high school. I didn't do any drugs in high school. I waited well after that. And then I was curious, obviously, as many are, about the whole weed. And
20-ish? He was curious about the old weed.
July 25th, 2015. So it would have been...
Oh, wow.
Jeez,
do you have an anniversary?
That was the night of the One Direction concert at TCF Bank Stadium.
What a sentence that was.
Wow. Even Tommy thinks that's... Never mind.
It was a great show.
That could not be more fitting for your first time smoking weed.
Harry. Anyway, I'm losing my...
Were you okay? Did you make it? Was that when you had to go to the ER?
Yeah. My lungs don't do well with the smoke. Which is, whatever. So I switched edibles, but I didn't really do it much until I went to Colorado a couple years after that and did the legal stuff, and that was
So before that, no drinking, no drugs.
pretty much no.
Well, Zacho, I may have cracked the case on you because according to this, even though this sounds preposterous, stay with me. Researchers studied more than 2,000 kids between the age of 9 and 10 and discovered that those who drank caffeinated soda on a daily basis were twice as likely to admit trying alcohol a year later.
Wow.
So 9 and 10-year-olds that are hooked on caffeine, twice as likely to start trying alcohol by 10 or 11.
Well,
So is it a gateway drink?
It's a gateway drug, caffeine.
I drank more caffeine probably than anybody else I knew back then, and I never, it took me 10 years. So
The author of the study says one possible explanation is that caffeine and sugar can induce effects on the brain, making that person, quote, more sensitive to the reinforcing effects of harder drugs like alcohol.
Well, I was watching that clip from Saved by the Bell and Saved by the Bell. I mean,
Yeah, it's like a combination of Schoolhouse Rock and Saved by the Bell.
That's very quick.
but the gal does the caffeine pills, and I had no
Jesse.
idea
Yeah.
that was a thing that people did. And so I guess this makes sense if caffeine, I guess, is a drug. But what was the purpose? Was that a problem back in the day?
Keep you awake.
It was a problem for valedictorians like Jessie because she was studying for an exam and had her big performance with Hot Sunday the same week, and she was stressed out.
Great point.
Those two don't seem like they're big enough of a deal to...
You didn't hear the Hot Sunday song, man.
Oh, I suppose. The I'm so excited thing?
No, that was just her covering that song in the moment, and she was very excited, but she was also very scared.
I got to watch that episode again.
Yeah, it's a great one.
I just don't like how, it's sad.
Huh?
So anyway, that's a gateway drug. Speaking of gateway drugs, spicy Dr. Pepper is a thing. They're going to do it for a limited run. You can only get it through their rewards program.
Why is everything spicy?
Spicy Dr. Pepper? That sounds disgusting. Are they sponsors of this show?
No. Why does everything have to be spicy?
Let's try it. That sounds awful.
I don't want a spicy drink.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like, I like spicy food, but not a drink.
That makes me uncomfortable.
On the latest episode of Call Her Daddy, the podcast, Holly Madison says that so many of the women were throwing up at the Playboy Mansion back in the day that the pipes had to be replaced.
I saw that. That's gross. That's sad on many levels.
To be fair, Holly said she didn't actually see this, but she did hear about it, and she didn't believe it at first. She said, quote, I was like, no, that's too over the top. You don't have to replace bathroom pipes because of somebody's stomach acid. But she claims that someone there confirmed that it was true, that so many women were puking in the bathrooms that they had to replace the pipes.
That's very sad. That is true. Yeah.
Oh, that Playboy show that used to be on E was awesome, though.
Girls Next Door.
Yeah. When your boy didn't have internet.
Whoa, your mic's on.
I just meant I didn't have other things to watch.
Yeah, so basically what we're saying that's Max's origin story. That was his gateway drug to hardcore.
You are
adult
correct.
material. Was E in the early 2000s.
It really was, though. If Hockey was here, he would have turned around and just given you the nod.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Hawk has watched that show before.
Yeah, of course.
Zia.
Yeah.
Or even that one episode of The Kardashians where she was posing nude. Okay, let me stop.
Howard Stern.
Oh, yeah.
That was in the 90s, yeah, and E. That was awesome. That was, that was before Stern was here in the cities.
Yeah.
So a lot of us fell in love with Stern before he came to Minnesota.
I wonder whose idea at E it was to put him on TV because it was brilliant.
Genius.
Yeah, I wonder who had that idea.
God, it was so good.
Yeah, it was so bad. Really?
I think he wanted to be on the television, and he took a lot of offers and decided they wanted to do that 1 hour thing and make it just the best of, because I think initially he wanted to do the whole show live on TV as well. So
was that, and this is a stupid question, but that wasn't like a best of from that day, was it?
Yeah, it was.
Oh, was it? Really?
Yeah, so they'd have the cameras, they'd shoot it, and then they'd put it all together, package it together for like 45 whatever it is minutes that night, and then when they left E, they did on demand. And they did the same thing. It just was, available on demand via subscription service. So
Howard yesterday interviewed my gal Barbara Streisand, and did you hear how the bit about the Aerosmith song? What's the love song they have?
I Don't Want to Miss a Thing.
Yeah, that's from something Josh Brolin's dad, said to her, and then she said it on TV, and that's where they got that from the interview. True story.
It's not John. It's something else.
It's something, bro. It's Josh Brolin's dad.
How am I blanking on his name? I can see his face.
Zach.
James
Bond.
Yeah, this is what he said.
Yeah.
So hang on. I was so confused. Start over again now. She said what about who? And
so
about
she
what?
was on Howard Stern yesterday.
Got that part.
And she said that James Brolin once said to her, I don't want to fall asleep after they made love, because I don't want to miss a thing.
What are you missing?
I don't know, but that's how in love he was with her. And she said it in an interview on TV, and that's where Aerosmith got it. That's the story Barbara told. And I take everything Barbara says, not everything, because she said some very dumb
things. But in our households, what are we missing? More true crime podcasts. I'd rather sleep.
Yeah, I mean, all the fun stuff's done.
Nailed it, Zach.
And you can't do that again for another 15 to 30 minutes, depending on how your stuff works.
Oh, they're still married. I didn't know that.
Okay, I hate that song so much. You guys like that song?
It's not bad.
Oof. Nails on a chalkboard. A man was arrested for shooting fireworks at a helicopter. Last month in Georgia, this guy who lives near a 12-acre wedding venue that has a helicopter pad in the middle of a large pond that is common for the weddings to apparently have the honeymoon flight out of there, right? The bride and groom hop on to be whisked away to their honeymoon. Well, the man's hated it for 15 years. He's tired of it. He has complained to local authorities. He doesn't want the helicopters landing all the time right next to his house. So this time he shot fireworks at the helicopter with the bride and groom on board. Fortunately, he missed and no one was hurt, but the man was charged with terroristic threats and acts and the venue has had the guy arrested at least once before for disorderly conduct. I'm so curious what firework he thought was going to do some damage. I don't think he thought it was going to take the helicopter down, but he technically aimed for the helicopter, tried to take it out.
Not good. People do that with lasers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they put it out, like they shoot it at airplanes and stuff, and in helicopters. Try to get in the pilot's eyes. It's really stupid.
It had to have been a Roman candle, right?
Yeah. One of my favorite Reno 911 scenes is Galifianakis shooting up at the airplanes. Great scene. I'm sorry.
I've only seen like half of this season, the new season of Reno 911.
Yeah.
The episode with Jamie Lee Curtis was hilarious. I got to finish that season. Your guy's not on it this year? Was he not?
No, he's not. No.
Why did they not bring Terry back?
Well, they can't afford him.
Jeez. Just pay the man.
Yeah, he's brilliant.
The man is money.
Brilliant.
Tomorrow, 52 even, I think, right? $52,000 on the line for the initials jackpot at 8:15. No Marnie tomorrow because she's traveling with the Wolves to go watch Wemby and the Spurs. So Johnny Creasel sticking around to play tomorrow. He's formidable opponent, Sauce.
Yeah,
Creasel
he's
tomorrow.
Great.
Will be the fourth.
Him and I are then playing another game on the station later.
Is that right?
Oh.
Somewhere around 1:30.
Oh.
Hawk will be back tomorrow. Parrish back from the NHL Network tomorrow. Again, no Marnie, but Creasel tomorrow. This has been the Power Trip Morning Show on The Fan.
To listen back to today's Power Trip Morning Show or to hear previous shows, podcast us on the iHeartRadio app or KFAN.com.
KFAN Total Traffic.
Change. The Southwest Metro, eastbound 494 is heavy. Highway 169 to East Bush Lake Road. It's crashed there on the right shoulder. Still see some westbound congestion. 494 near 35W. That's traffic on The Fan, sponsored by Staples Stores. Staples